Hello guys, I'm going back to a complete new series on my channel. So this series is called Choices Discussions. We'll be discussing things about the game Choices, stories you play. So today we're going to be discussing about what happened at the end of chapter 17 of The Royal Heir. If it's a complete rip-off of the story of Princess Diana's death, who was the Princess of Wales in 1997, which is actually a real incident that had happened. Firstly, credit to Busy's Choices for letting me use footage of the chapter in the background, so link will also be in the description. And before we get started, there will be spoilers from chapter 17 all the way to chapter 19, which is the end of this the book of The Royal Heir. So yeah, don't watch anymore if you don't want to hear any spoilers. So without further ado, let's get in. But firstly, we're going to go through the plot of the end of chapter 17 to the start of chapter 18 of The Royal Heir, so we can compare it to what actually happened with Princess Diana's story and see how similar they are. So at the end of chapter 17, paparazzi are waiting outside the bookstore in Lythicos after the book signing of The Royal Romance, which is a prequel of The Royal Heir, in which the main character, in this case Amelia, and the love interest, which in this case is Liam, has attended. The paparazzi were keen on getting pictures and responses to the question regarding the royal baby. However, the main character leaves them dissatisfied as she hurriedly enters the car with her friends, like Hannah and Drake. However, waves of reporters swarm in on the car as soon as they enter it, but Bastien, the bodyguard, manages to get on the main road. But then more reporters in cars and motorcycles pull up alongside the car to take pictures. Then the car goes on a smaller side road. Samir, one of the reporters' motorcycle, crashes directly into a car, which causes the car to hit against the pole. The main character's love interest carries the main character out of the wreckage of the car, and the love interest made sure that the main character gets transported to a hospital in an ambulance. And in chapter 18, this is when it says the doctor said that there was only a few bruises on our main character, Amelia, and the baby was fine. But most importantly, no one dies in the plot. And now we're on to Princess Diana's story, tragic story. Firstly, for those of you who don't know who she is, she was the first wife of Prince Charles, who was heir to the British throne. So she was essentially the future Queen, really, and she was also the mother of Prince Harry and William. The Wikipedia entry in the background is a good summary about her, so if you guys want to read it, pause the video. The Wikipedia entry about her death is also really well summed up, so I'll read it because it's fairly short and gets to the point. So on the 31st of August 1997, Diana died in a car crash in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel in Paris, whilst the driver was fleeing the paparazzi. The crash also resulted in the deaths of her companion Dodi Fayed, sorry about pronunciation, and the driver Henry Pole, who was the acting security manager of the Hotel Ritz, Paris. Diana's bodyguard, Trevor Rees-Jones, survived the crash. The televised funeral on 6 September was watched by a British television audience that picked 32.10 million, which was one of the United Kingdom's highest viewing figures ever. So yeah. Yes, there are many conspiracy theories about how the death was not an accident, but I'm not going to go into that because I don't want the MI5 come knocking my door arresting me for committing treason for speaking negatively about Her Majesty the Queen. And now we're actually going to properly compare the plot to what actually happened with Princess Diana. My simple answer to the question of did the developers of the Royal Heir basically copy the stories of what actually happened with Princess Diana would be yes and no at the same time, because although the story is not 100% the same with what happened with Princess Diana, but there are some striking similarities. First of all, we're gonna talk about the differences between what happened in the Royal Heir and what happened in real life. So, first difference is that the setting was different. In the Royal Heir, the main character was leaving. The main character with her friends were leaving from the bookshop after the book signing, obviously. But in Diana's case, she was leaving from Ritz Hotel after dinner with her boyfriend. Second difference is how the car was stopped. In Diana's case, the driver purely just crashed the car in the tunnel, but in the Royal Heir, Bastien crashed into a pole, which is similar, but I think it's a difference. And the third and most important difference is how they and what happened after the incident, really. So after the incident, Diana obviously died, with only her bodyguard in the car surviving. But in the Royal Heir, no one died. Essentially, no one died. That's to say, I think this happened because it was for the convenience of the future plot of the story. Otherwise, we won't get a book 2 for the Royal Heir, and choices stories, always end with a happy ending. So yeah. However, having lists so many differences, all the rest that's happened are all actually all similarities. Basically, the main events. For example, in both cases, both are running away from paparazzi, and something bad happened, which was the car crash. And both Diana and the main character got sent to hospital via ambulance. And both actually happened at fairly positive events. Obviously, in Diana's case, it was the dinner, but in Royal Heir, it was the book signing. And both incidents were very unexpected. I'm sure the readers weren't expecting that to happen. Well, I wasn't anyway. But most importantly, in my opinion, when I myself was playing the chapter, my mind instantly thought of what happened with Princess Diana once the main character was in the car. And I kind of felt what happened in the chapter was very predictable in some sort of way, because I already knew what happened with Princess Diana. Many people on the internet have also commented something like, reminds me of Princess Diana, so it's not just me who has thought this. However, going on a small tangent for a bit, I feel like adding this bit into the story was pretty pointless. It did not change anything really, except the fact that the characters were now more shaken, and that it helps with the plot that Godfrey and Leona in chapters 18 and 19. So essentially, it was just to speed up the plot and make the plot more convenient. This also led me feeling that the developers was just looking for some combination of plot which would ensure that chapter 19 ends with Godfrey's betrayal. So this and everything else has led to my conclusion that I wouldn't say the end of chapter 17 of the Royal Heir is a direct copy or replica of what actually happened with Princess Diana, but it is inspired by the story of Princess Diana. However, it still does not feel like an original plot when you read it. Though I have to point out that this is a grey area because you can't really tell if the developers have randomly came up with this idea, or that they have just taken the original story of Diana and changed the settings and the endings and the names a bit. Who knows? It's like the conspiracy theories with Princess Diana's death. But my conclusion is that the striking similarities between the two stories show that the plot at the end of the chapter is inspired by Princess Diana's story. So thank you guys for listening, and yeah, please like and subscribe, and if you like more videos like this, comment down below. And thanks to Busy's Choices for allowing me to use the footage in the background, so subscribe to her as well and check out her videos. So yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.